Energetic, warm, slightly faster pace, deliberate setup. In a few hours, an alarm is going to go off in the dark, and you are going to hate it. You'll slap the snooze, steal 9 more minutes, and drag yourself up feeling like something the body did not agree to. The average person now spends about a third of their life asleep on a schedule a machine decides, set to a number on a glowing screen. But for more than 300,000 years, not one of your ancestors owned a clock, and somehow they still woke near dawn, every single morning without a single alarm. So what actually woke them? And why does the same body that once woke itself now need to be dragged out of bed? The answer is hiding inside your own skull. Here is the story we tell ourselves about mornings. We think waking up is a battle of willpower. The disciplined people leap out of bed at 5. You hit snooze and you feel that small, familiar guilt, as if being bad at mornings is a flaw in your character. A whole industry agrees with you. It sells the louder alarm, the app that rolls away so you have to chase it, the clock that flings rubber discs across the room. The message underneath all of it is the same. You are the problem. If you just wanted it badly enough, you could wake up clean and grateful like a better person would. But there is something wrong with that picture. Your ancestors had none of those gadgets, no clocks at all, and they still woke at the right time, day after day, for longer than our species has had language. The thing waking them was not discipline. It was a machine far older than any alarm, and you are still carrying it. To understand why your mornings feel like a fight, you have to meet the clock you were born with. You already own a clock, and it is not on your wall. Deep in the brain, just above the spot where the nerves from your eyes cross, sits a tiny cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It is about the size of a grain of rice, and it keeps time. Left in total darkness, with no hint of day or night, your body still runs a cycle close to 24 hours, all on its own. That is not a habit you learned. It is built in, the way a heartbeat is built in. But a clock that drifts is useless, so this one resets itself every day against the outside world. Its single most powerful signal is light. When morning light hits the back of your eye, special cells there, separate from the ones you see with, send a message straight to that clock and tell it, "This is morning, lock to it." And light is not the only cue. As night falls, the air cools, and your own core temperature drifts down to its lowest point about 2 hours before you wake. Then it begins to climb, and that rising warmth is part of what lifts you out of sleep. Through the night, a hormone called melatonin runs high and starts to ebb toward dawn, while a quiet surge of cortisol rises in the last dark hour to prime your body to get up. None of this needs a thought from you. By the time your eyes open, the work has already been done. For your ancestors, lying under a real sky, that was the whole alarm. The light came, the cold of the night broke, the body warmed, and they woke. No number, no buzzer, just a clock made of meat doing exactly what it was shaped to do. You can still watch this clock work in people who live the way we all once did. In 2015, a team led by Gandhi Yetish and the sleep scientist Jerome Siegel followed 3 groups on 3 continents who live without electricity: the Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, and the Tsimane in Bolivia. They strapped trackers on people and recorded how they actually slept, far from any glowing screen. What they found surprised almost everyone. These people do not sleep more than we do. They sleep a little under 7 hours, often around 6.5. Nobody sets an alarm, and yet nobody sleeps until noon. And here is the strange part. Their waking did not line up with sunrise. It lined up with temperature. They woke as the night reached its coldest and the air began to turn, their bodies reading the thaw of the morning like a signal. The clock was tracking the cold, not the light. And there was a second discovery, just as old. In 2017, the anthropologist David Sampson studied how the Hadza sleep as a group and found that they almost never sleep at the same time. The young go down late, the old wake early. Across more than 200 hours of watching, there were only about 18 minutes when every adult was asleep at once. Somebody was always up. He called it the sentinel hypothesis. A camp of mixed body clocks keeps a watch through the night without anyone ever standing guard. The thing you call being a morning person or a night owl may be the leftover of a system that kept your ancestors alive in the dark. So, if the clock works this well, what went wrong? Light went wrong. For all of human history, light meant the sun, and darkness meant it was time to stop. Then we learned to make our own. First fire, then gas lamps, and a little over a century ago, the electric bulb, which let us pour daylight into any hour we chose. The clock in your head cannot tell the difference. To it, the lamp on your desk at midnight and the glow of your phone in a dark room are simply morning, arriving at the wrong time, telling it to stay awake. And as the bulb spread, something else arrived to finish the job: the schedule. The factory whistle, the school bell, the alarm set to a time the body never chose. We stopped asking the sky when to wake and started asking a clock on the wall instead. For the first time in 300,000 years, the hour you got up was decided by a machine, and your own ancient clock was simply overruled. This is what scientists are pointing at when they talk about a mismatch between your body clock and the world it now lives in. Artificial light pushes your clock later, so your body wants to fall asleep well after the hour your alarm demands you be up. The German chronobiologist Till Ronenberg gave this gap a name in 2006: social jet lag. It is the jet lag you carry without ever leaving home, the distance between the time your body keeps and the time your schedule keeps, and it tracks with worse mood and worse health. So when the alarm tears you out of the dark and you feel wrecked, that feeling is real. It is the cost of being woken hours before your own clock would have woken you. And the dread of mornings that you have quietly blamed yourself for is not weakness at all. It is the simple ache of a clock being outvoted night after night. So the next time you lie there hating the buzzer, hear what it is actually telling you. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are running a clock tuned for a world of sunrises, in a room your ancestors could never have imagined, being asked to wake at an hour it was never set for. For almost all of human history, you did not have to wake yourself. The light did it. The cold of the night did it. The oldest clock you own did it, quietly, every morning, and you never once had to think about it. We did not lose that clock. We just built a brighter world that drowns out its signals, and then we blamed ourselves for not hearing them. We traded the sunrise for a set time, the slow warmth of dawn for a sound we dread, the body's own patient timing for a number that does not care how we feel. So the war you fight with your alarm is not a war with your own weakness. It is a small daily argument between the hour your body still keeps and the hour the world insists on. It is not that you are bad at mornings. It is that something in you still remembers a morning that came on its own.